Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, in his guise of Clark Kent, Superman is in the Metropolis Auditorium with young Dick Grayson, who is really Robin, Batman's young companion, when a man they believed was dead appears on the stage.
Look, Dick. Look who's going to speak. It's Batman.
Christopher Columbus. Yes, it is Batman.
12 days ago, the famous Batman wakened Robin, his young companion, from sleep and told him...
I'm going away, Robin. I can't tell you where or why. I hope to be back within a week. But if I'm not, well, you may never see me again.
Then, when 12 days passed and Batman did not return, a very worried Robin appealed for aid to Clark Kent, who, as we know, is Superman. Searching for a clue in Batman's study, Kent discovered a recently made recording of a conversation between Batman and a mysterious Mr. Jones, a man who had somehow learned that Batman was really a wealthy young man named Bruce Wayne, and who threatened that unless Batman accompanied him to an unnamed destination, he would reveal his secret to the world. A desperate search failed to uncover any trace of Batman or the mysterious Mr. Jones. But early that evening, Police Inspector Henderson phoned Kent and Robin and told them to go to the Metropolis Auditorium. There, before a huge crowd, a tall figure wearing a skin-tight costume, cape, bat-like hood, and mask, walked out on the stage to address the gathering.
Look, Mr. Kent, it's Batman.
Certainly looks like him, Dick.
It is him. Or else I'm dreaming.
You're not dreaming, son.
But how could he be here, safe and sound, while letting us think he might be dead?
I don't know.
Oh, there's something screwy going on.
Must be. Can't imagine Batman addressing a selfish, bigoted crowd like this. Wait, Dick, starting to speak. Listen.
You address this splendid organization.
That's Batman, all right.
I am wholeheartedly in sympathy with your view, and I am convinced that the future of our great country rests in your hands, and in the hands of those others all over the United States who think the way you do.
Did you hear that, Mr. Kent? He's with this mob.
Yes. I can't believe it, Dick.
Why, if Batman told me once, he told me 100 times that this bunch were selfish bigots. He said they were a menace to our country.
They are. I can't understand this.
I think...
Wait, Dick, let's hear this.
Want us to send our hard-earned food, clothing, seed, and agricultural equipment to the nations of Europe. Share what we have for the unfortunate, they say. Well, I say don't do anything of the kind. Let others take care of themselves.
Holy smokes, Mr. Kent, I must be dreaming.
No, you're not, Dick.
But Batman always said the only decent and humane thing to do was to help the starving people in Europe.
I know. He went to Washington with me only a few months ago to say the same thing. I can't understand
why
what...
should we give our
listen.
bread and cotton and steel and machinery to somebody else? I ask you, why? If the Europeans want the necessities and luxuries of life, let them make them themselves.
How can he say that when he knows their farms and factories and homes were destroyed in the war, and all they're asking for is our help in getting on their feet again?
Think I'm beginning to see what's behind this, Dick.
Yeah, what?
Tell you later.
I
Listen.
say we have our own troubles to worry about. So let's not bother about Europe's too. They got into a mess without our help. Now let them get out of it without our help.
Jeepers. My ears must be playing tricks on me, Mr. Kent. I can't believe Batman would ever say such rotten, selfish things.
Neither can I.
The less we have to do with foreigners, the better. So let them stew in their own juice. And now, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, let me urge you again to refuse to aid Europe. We work hard for what we have, so let's not give it away to a lot of foreigners. I thank you.
Batman spoke like a selfish bigot and a rabble-rouser, Mr. Kent.
Like one of the worst kind, Dick. The meeting's over. Come on.
I can't believe it. He just the same as said, let those poor people over there starve.
That's what he said. But I've known Batman for years, and I know he hates narrow bigots and despots like this un-American crowd as much as you and I and all decent Americans hate them.
Then why did he say all those awful things?
Well, my hunch is that he was forced to do this.
Forced?
Uh-huh.
What makes you think so?
Remember that recording we found in Batman's study?
Oh, you mean that fellow Jonesy?
Yes. Look, Batman just went into a dressing room. Here's our chance to find out. Come on. There he is, Dick.
Batman! Hey, Batman!
Oh, hello, Dick. How are you, Kent?
All right, Batman, but
Where have you been? Why did you tell me I might never see you again? Why haven't I...
Whoa, wait a minute, Dick. It's a long story, and I can't go into it now because I've got another speaking engagement in Willow Falls.
What? Gee whiz.
Look, Batman, we three are all alone now, so you can drop the pose and talk straight. We heard your speech tonight, and now we want to
you did, huh? How'd you like it?
I thought it smelled.
Really? I thought it was quite good.
Oh, cut that out, Batman. We know why you made that filthy un-American speech tonight. You see, we found that recording.
A recording? Well, what recording, Kent?
The one you meant us to find, of course. The one you made the night you left of the conversation between you and that fellow Jones.
Oh, that.
We heard him say he knew you were Bruce Wayne, and if you didn't go away with him, he'd tell the whole world. That's why you made that speech tonight, wasn't it, Bat? Because Jones threatened to tell everyone you were Bruce Wayne if you didn't go along with him. Isn't that right?
Well,
I'm surprised you went along with him, no matter what it meant to you, Batman. You have a great deal of influence and prestige, you know. And a lot of people will believe your lies just because you say them.
That's right.
But they weren't lies.
What?
Huh?
I told the truth.
You must be out of your
Now,
head.
listen, Batman. Either this fellow Jones has succeeded in so scaring you that you've turned into a coward, or else
Now,
you...
wait. Get this straight. I'm either a coward or out of my mind, kid. Now, as I said before, I've got another speaking engagement. So I'll have to ask you two to leave.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not going to brush me off that easily, Batman. We've been friends for years,
Wait
and
a
I'm
minute,
going to
Mr.
find...
Kent. Let me talk to him alone.
But look...
I know him better than you. Will you wait outside for me, please, in your car?
Now, look, I'm in a hurry, Dick. I told you...
I don't care, Pappy. You and I are going to have a little powwow right now. Go on, please, Mr. Kent.
Well, all right, Dick. I'll wait for you in my car.
Okay. All right, now we're alone. Just you and me. Batman and Robin. So start talking.
We'll be back in a moment for the startling climax of today's episode. So keep listening. And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Alone in a dressing room in the Metropolis Auditorium, young Dick Grayson, who is really Robin, appeals to his tall, costumed companion.
We've never had any secrets from each other, Batman. So come on, tell me about this trouble you're in.
I'm not in any trouble, Dick.
Don't give me that. You wouldn't just disappear for almost 2 weeks and let me worry myself sick and then make a rotten, un-American speech like some dirty rabble-rouser unless you
Now,
were...
watch your tongue, you brat.
What did you call me?
I called you a brat. Now, get this through your head. I meant what I said in my speech tonight. I've been seeing things differently of late.
Holy smokes, Mr. Kent must be right. Either you're yellow or you're nuts.
I warned you, Robin. Watch your tongue.
You watch yours. You never talked to me this way before, and you're not going to start now.
I've got another speaking engagement, so I've got to go.
Wait, please, don't go until we've had this out.
Take your hands off me.
Please, Batman, you've got to listen to me. You've got to...
I said let go.
Oh,
That'll hold you, you little punk.
Time to go, Bat. Hey, what happened to the kid?
He got tough, and I had to take a poke at him, that's all. Let's go, Jerry.
Hey, he looks as if he's hurt pretty bad. His head's cut.
So what? He banged it against the radiator when he went down. He'll be okay. Come on, let's go.
Without a backward glance at the fallen Robin, who lies huddled on the floor unconscious, the tall figure in the famous Batman costume strides from the dressing room with the man he calls Jerry. How can this brutal scene have taken place between Batman and Robin, inseparable as brothers? What can it possibly mean? The mystery deepens even more tomorrow, fellows and girls, when more amazing things happen and Superman decides it is time for him to go into action. So be sure to tune in tomorrow, same time, same station, for Chapter 4 of Batman's Great Mystery on The Adventures of Superman. Today, as Superman enters a small dressing room in the Metropolis Auditorium where he had left Batman and Robin, he meets with a stunning shock.
Great Scott. That's Robin on the floor. Robin, what happened? Oh, he's unconscious. I'd better get him to a doctor and fast. Up with him. There we are. Now, up and away!
After telling Robin, his young companion, that he might never see him again, the famous Batman disappeared. Then, 12 days later, while Robin and Superman hunted desperately for him, Batman apparently reappeared without notifying his friends and delivered a rabble-rousing, un-American speech in Metropolis Auditorium. Unable to believe their ears, Superman and Robin, in their guises of Clark Kent and Dick Grayson, respectively, hurried to Batman's dressing room after the speech. But when they were given a cold reception, Robin asked Kent to leave, then appealed to Batman to explain his amazing behavior. To his utter bewilderment, the man he considered his dearest friend turned on him viciously. And when Kent returned a short time later, he found Batman gone and Dick lying on the floor, unconscious. As Superman, Kent rushed Dick to the office of a nearby doctor, where the boy was treated for a scalp wound. Now, a little while later, Robin is again alone with Kent, heartbroken and close to tears.
He hit me, Mr. Kent. Batman hit me. He called me a brat and then he slugged me. He never did anything like that before. Never.
I know, Dick.
He never even lost his temper with me before. I can't understand it, Mr. Kent. I just can't understand it.
Can't understand that any more than I can understand Batman's making that rabble-rousing, un-American speech at the auditorium. Why, if I hadn't heard him myself, I never would have believed it.
Oh, look, Mr. Kent. Do you suppose that fellow Jones, the man we heard on the recording with Batman, do you think he's making him act this way?
Could be, Dick. It could be. But the Batman I knew would have knocked Jones down, regardless of what it meant to him, before he would make such a selfish, bigoted, un-American speech.
Yeah, I guess he would. Then why is he acting this way?
Well, offhand, I can think of only two reasons, Dick.
Such as?
First, it's just possible that Batman doesn't know what he's doing because he's sick. Mentally sick as a result of something fed or injected into him by the mysterious Mr. Jones.
But he didn't seem sick. His eyes were clear, and his voice, his movements, they were just the same as always.
Yes, but his thoughts and his actions were entirely different from what they always were. No, Dick, I still say Batman is either sick or else...
Or else what?
Well, that's something I'd rather not talk about yet. It seems too utterly fantastic.
Oh, come on, Mr. Kent. Tell me, please.
No, I'd rather check my theory first. Look, Batman said he had another speaking engagement tonight in Willow Falls, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm going up to Willow Falls, and before this night is over, I'm going to find out if Batman is sick or... Well, the other thing.
Swell, I'll go with you.
No, Dick, you're still a little groggy.
Oh, no, I'm okay now. Honest. I want to go, Mr. Kent.
I'd rather you didn't, Dick. I want to talk to Batman alone.
Oh, well, okay.
Good fella. Now, get your coat on. I'll take you over to Jim Olson's house.
Jim Olson's?
Mm-hmm.
What for?
Because if my second theory is right, you may be in danger. So I'd rather you were someplace else than your home until I get back.
Oh, don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
Well...
Besides, until I know what gives with Batman, I want to be at home, in case he calls and needs me.
Well, that's the way you want it. All right, Dick. I'll run you home, then I'll hop up to Willow Falls and have it out with Batman. Come on, let's go.
After seeing Robin safely to his home, Clark Kent secretly resumes his true identity. Then, as Superman, he streaks 30 miles north to the bustling town of Willow Falls. There, after again assuming his disguise of mild-mannered, bespectacled Clark Kent, he approaches the Willow Falls Opera House. Crowds are filing into the building, outside of which is a life-sized lithograph of Batman in costume, and a huge sign which reads, "Batman speaks here tonight." Making his way to the stage entrance, Kent speaks with the doorman.
My name is Clark Kent. I'm a reporter for the Metropolis Daily Planet. I'd like to interview Batman.
Oh, he ain't here yet.
You sure? It's 8:45, and I noticed he's scheduled to speak at 9 o'clock.
I know, but he phoned in a little while ago to say he'd be late.
He did, eh?
Yeah, he's driving up from Metropolis, but he said he had some trouble with his car. Expects to be here about 9:30, thereabouts.
I see. Do you mind if I come in and wait for him?
Oh, I don't mind. Come on in.
Thanks.
As Kent enters the Opera House in Willow Falls to wait for Batman, Robin, in his house in Metropolis, tries to concentrate on a book. But restless and worried, He soon tosses it away and turns on the radio. A moment later, he snaps that off and takes to pacing the floor. Then, when the phone rings, he fairly leaps across the room to answer it.
Hello?
That you, Robin?
Yes, Batman.
Chick, listen, chum.
Where are you, Batman? What's happened to you? I'm so worried I'm going nuts.
Take it easy, Robin. I can explain everything.
Oh, well, start explaining. Mr. Kent thinks you're sick in the head, but I know it can't be that.
Kent thinks I'm sick, huh?
Yeah, he went up to Willow Falls to see you. Is that where you are now?
No, I'm in Metropolis.
You are? Well, come on home right now. We can get this all straightened out.
I can't come home now, Robin,
Why not?
because I'm on a big job. But big.
Job? For the police department?
Bigger than that.
The government?
I can't tell you any more over the phone.
Listen, can't you use a hand on this job? Can't I help?
Yes, that's the reason I called you. I need you, chum.
Oh, now you're talking our language. Just say where and when, Pappy.
You know where the old River Hotel is?
The River Hotel. Seems to me I remember it. An old dump down on the waterfront?
That's it. I'm there now. Room 314.
314.
Check. Now get this.
I'm listening.
Keep this strictly on the QT. Don't tell Kent or even Alfred that I called, or where you're going. Understand?
I'll make like a clam, Pappy.
Good. Get on your horse then, Robin. And get set for a big surprise. Now hurry.
What is the big surprise that has just been promised the now happy Robin? We'll be back in a moment to find out, so keep listening. And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Dressed as Dick Grayson, Robin has just arrived at the River Hotel, an ancient, decaying, evil-smelling structure situated in an area on the waterfront where many of the shady element of the city congregate. In the small, paint-peeled lobby, furnished with a few sagging horsehair chairs, two furtive-eyed men glance sharply at Robin, then quickly look away. And the sleepy, bleary-eyed clerk at the switchboard seems to take no notice of the youngster as he walks swiftly to the rickety, uncarpeted stairs and takes them two at a time. On the third and top floor, where a single small electric bulb only seems to make the shadows deeper, Robin reads the numbers with difficulty on the cheap, scarred doors. Finally, he finds room 314, the number Batman had given him, at the end of the hall. He stops and knocks on the door.
Come in.
Hiya, Batman. What the...
Stepping into the room, Robin stops short as he sees a bald, heavy-set, unshaven man sitting in a chair facing the door. In his hand, the man holds a revolver which he points at Robin. Another man, very tall and thin in shirt sleeves, lounges alongside the door. There is no one else in the room. Then, as Robin starts to step backward, the heavy-set man in the chair calls out,
Stay right where you are, sonny boy. Close the door, Lou.
What's the idea? Where's Batman?
You want to know where Batman is, huh?
Yeah, what's so funny? Where is he? What goes on here?
You'll find out, sonny boy. You'll find out. But you ain't gonna like it. No, you ain't gonna like it at all.
What does this mean? Was Robin deliberately led into an ambush by Batman? It hardly seems possible. But then other things Batman has done since his strange reappearance have hardly seemed possible, too. What will happen now to Robin as Superman, 30 miles away in Willow Falls, is unaware of this latest and serious development? There's more excitement and baffling mystery in Monday's thrilling episode, gang, much more. So be sure to listen. Don't fail to tune in again Monday, same time, same station, for Chapter 5 of Batman's Great Mystery on The Adventures of Superman. Today, with Superman unaware of his predicament, young Dick Grayson, otherwise known as Robin, responds to a summons from Batman and enters a room of a shabby hotel where he finds two men waiting for him with guns.
Come right in, sonny boy. Keep your hands up. Close the door, Lou. Batman promised you a surprise, didn't he? Well, this is it, kid. But I don't think you're gonna like it.
And now, The Adventures of Superman. After disappearing mysteriously for almost 2 weeks, the famous Batman apparently reappeared in the Metropolis Auditorium and delivered a rabble-rousing, un-American speech. Then, confronted by Robin, his young companion, Batman struck the bewildered youngster, knocking him out. A short time later, Robin, having been brought home by Superman, received a telephone call, apparently from Batman, who told him to come alone to a shady hotel on the waterfront where he would explain his strange actions. And when Robin arrived there, he walked into an ambush. Meanwhile, unaware of this latest development, Superman, disguised as reporter Clark Kent, was at the Opera House in Willow Falls, 30 miles away, where Batman was delivering another speech. As he left the stage and walked into the wings, followed by the applause of the crowd, Kent stepped forward to meet him.
Just a minute, Batman.
Kent, what are you doing?
I want to talk to you.
Yeah? Now, what about?
About Robin and other things.
Look, I haven't time to discuss this with
You're to take time. You and Robin have been as close as brothers. You practically brought him up.
Well, what are you getting at?
A few hours ago at the Metropolis Auditorium, you struck him and knocked him out.
So what? Little punk asked for it.
It's not like you, Batman. You never slugged Robin before or talked like this about him. What's more, you never made rabble-rousing un-American speeches before. Something very fishy going on, and I intend to find out what it is.
Look, Kent, I don't intend to stand here and argue with you. I told you I'm expecting some phone calls at my hotel. Good night.
No, you don't, Batman. You're going to stay right here until we straighten this out.
Take your hands off me, Kent.
Or what? You try to slug me, too?
Yes, I might forget myself and do just that.
That wouldn't be smart, would it, considering who I am?
If you think I'm afraid of you just because you're a reporter for a big newspaper, you're crazy.
Well, I didn't mean that, because I'm a reporter.
What did you mean, then?
Don't you know?
No. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't care. I'm going to the Willow Falls Hotel.
Wait a minute.
Steel fingers locked on the bat-like costumed man's arm. Kent holds him fast. There's a strange expression in his eyes as he gazes into the masked face before him. Then he hears his own voice, the voice of Superman, talking to him.
Batman is the only man in the world who knows that I, Superman, am Clark Kent. But this man doesn't know it.
Say, what's the matter with you?
So I was right.
What do you mean? Take your hands off me, Kent.
First, I thought you were acting this way because you were afraid of Jones, the man who said he knew Batman's real identity. But now I think I've got this situation figured out.
You amuse me, Kent. Keep on talking.
Later. Go on to your hotel. I'll be seeing you again. Very soon. It's dark enough in this alley, I guess. So, out of these clothes. I need Inspector Henderson's help in a hurry. I can get back to Metropolis in 2 shakes as Superman. There we are. All set now. Up and away! I tell you, Inspector, I know what I'm talking about. Either Batman is mentally ill, Jones may have done something to him to affect his mind, or else that man in the costume is not Batman.
Not Batman? Well, that's ridiculous, Kent.
I know it sounds fantastic, Inspector, because this fellow certainly looks and talks exactly like Batman. But, well, I put him to a test.
Yeah, what kind of a test?
There's a certain secret which only Batman and I know.
Yeah?
That masked man doesn't know it.
What is the secret?
I can't tell you, but take my word for it, Inspector. The real Batman couldn't possibly forget it. That is, unless he was mentally ill.
I see.
Look, you have a record of Batman's fingerprints, haven't you, Inspector?
Certainly.
Fine. Now, this guy who says he's Batman is staying at the Willow Falls Hotel tonight. That's only 30 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you find some excuse for walking in on him and picking up a sample of his fingerprints? Then you can check them with the prints in your file.
Well, I suppose I could do that.
Do
but,
it, Inspector. If the prints match, we'll know he's the real Batman, but he's mentally sick. And if they don't match...
Oh, but it all seems so ridiculous, Kent.
No, but...
How could a phony, clever as he may be, do such a perfect job of impersonation that could fool even Robin?
I don't know. I've heard that everyone in the world is supposed to have a double somewhere.
Yeah, I've heard that, too, but
Well, this fellow could look enough like Batman, naturally, not to need much fixing.
Mm-hmm.
And he could be trained to imitate his voice, his manners, and so forth.
But who would go to all that trouble, and why?
Fanatics. And we're dealing with a bunch of isolationist fanatics here. Fanatics will go to any amount of trouble to gain their selfish ends. Then there's another thing.
What's that?
Batman is a very rich man. If he were out of the way, an impersonator could make off with a fortune.
Uh-huh. Hey, that makes sense. Now maybe you've got something, Kent.
You go through with a fingerprint test, Inspector?
Well, I can only do it on one condition, Kent.
What's that?
That someone closely connected with Batman, in this case Robin, makes an official complaint, including a statement of his belief that the real Batman has met with foul play and is now being impersonated.
Okay, Robin will do that. Come on, Inspector. We'll go out to his house right now. Where's Robin, Alfred?
I don't know, Mr. Kent, sir.
What?
He left about an hour ago after receiving a phone call. In a jolly hurry he was, too.
I don't like that.
Where did he go, Alfred?
All he would tell me, Inspector, is that he was going to meet a man on the waterfront somewhere.
On the waterfront?
Yes, sir. And the way he was gaily chirping and singing, I'm rather sure it was Batman who called him.
Batman?
Did he say that?
No, sir, he wouldn't say, sir. But when I asked him if it was Batman he was going to meet, he simply winked and said, "Mustn't talk, Alfred, but everything's all right again now."
Oh, that's funny. Batman is supposed to be in Willow Falls.
Willow Falls, sir?
Yes.
Say, that's right, Kent. Why should he tell Robin to meet him on the waterfront?
He wouldn't. Unless
what?
Unless he is a phony, as I suspect. Look, Inspector, you better get your men down to the waterfront and look for Robin.
Right.
I'm going back up to Willow Falls to shake the truth out of that man who calls himself Batman. So long.
Racing outside the house, Clark Kent pauses behind a dark hedge and swiftly resumes his true identity of Superman.
Up, up, and away!
Then the Man of Steel leaps high into the starry sky and streaks northward, bound for Willow Falls and a shocking surprise. We'll be back in a moment to find out what it is, so keep listening. And now, back to the adventures of Superman. After streaking to Willow Falls, Superman has secretly resumed his disguise of Clark Kent, mild-mannered and bespectacled reporter. And as we join him now, he is speaking to the clerk in the Willow Falls Hotel.
What room is Batman in, please?
Batman is not here, sir. He checked out.
Checked out? When?
Oh, about a half hour ago, I'd say.
Where did he go, do you know?
No, sir, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I did ask him. You see, I wasn't able to hear him speak tonight, and since I'm off duty tomorrow, I was hoping I might hear him if he were speaking somewhere nearby.
Well, what did he say?
He said he'd been called away on important business, and he wouldn't be making any more speeches for a while.
Did he leave a forwarding address?
No, sir. No, sir, he didn't.
Dismayed, Clark Kent, who is Superman, stands in the small hotel lobby and feels utterly helpless as the true state of affairs becomes crystal clear in his mind.
Of course. I might have known this would happen. He is a phony. Now he's gotten rid of Robin and gone into hiding. Now what'll I do? How can I find them?
Is Superman right in believing that the man who reappeared in Metropolis yesterday is not the real Batman, but a clever and villainous impersonator? If so, what has happened to the real Batman and to Robin? We'll learn the answers to some of these questions in tomorrow's spine-tingling episode, fellows and girls, so be sure to listen. Tune in, same time, same station, for Chapter 6 of Batman's Great Mystery on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Captain Midnight, which follows in just a moment. And right after Captain Midnight, you will hear Tom Mix and his Ralston Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.